didn't get any wine. Maybe you can answer a few questions. Why do you do all that swirling?
Oh, good question, Frog. This is actually the best way to taste wine. It's called the 4 S's of wine tasting. And to keep it straight in your head, you think S, 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 S. Where do I go? To look like you really know what you're doing, the first S is all about sight, or seeing the wine. I mean, we look at our food before we eat it, don't we? So we're going to look at our wine before we put it in our mouth. And what does this tell you? Well, it tells you it's a white wine, but even white wines can differ in color, from white to clear to straw to golden to even orange if it's an older white wine. This is a nice light straw color, this beautiful Traminette from Goose Watch. And you also want to make sure there's no sediment in there, no cork, nothing doing the backstroke, hopefully, unless you want something for dinner. Otherwise, we're going to give that a nice A rating for sight. The second S is swirl. And that's why I'm doing all this swirling. That wine's been in the bottle for a little bit of time and it hasn't had any air exposure. So by swirling it, I'm getting a little air into the glass and helping it to release the aromas that have been created during the aging process, to help it release what's called the bouquet of the wine. So you give it a nice little swirl there. Plus, let's face it, swirling just looks cool. Makes you look like you know what you're doing. The third S is all about sniff or smell. And you don't be afraid to put your nose right in there. A couple of short little sniffs. You don't want to give it one big hoover because you're going to burn your nose out. 2 short little sniffs. Remove your nose, breathe that nice fresh air, and go back for 2 more short little sniffs. This is where you can get the aromas of those wines that are coming out nice, thanks to that nice swirl. And I'm getting this beautiful lychee and spice and cinnamon and clove and acacia flowers and wonderful stuff from the Traminette, which is making my mouth water. Leading me to the 4th S, which is, of course, sip. And when you sip a wine, you want to get it in your mouth and kind of bring some air in. Don't just throw it over the back of your tongue and swallow it like a shot. You're going to miss out on all those fine nuances. So get a little air in like this. Drawing the air over my tongue. Wow, that just exploded in my mouth. All sorts of flowers and fruit. Beautiful. Sip, the 4th S. So that's what you do. A little sight, a little swirl, a little short sniff, and finally sip. The keys to being a professional wine taster. And it makes it very enjoyable too, and you don't miss a thing.
Wow, great tips, Holly. Thanks. Now I'm ready to start tasting like professional. See you next time on New York by the Drop.